So then, good evening. Good evening. I I was while during the break, I could hear you. I could hear you very much engaged. So that was really wonderful, really wonderful. And now, I think to begin this session, perhaps with our Q&A. So perhaps with Q&A, we can.
Okay, friends. Anybody would like the mic? Sarah wanted to eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. Thank you, Rinpoche, for the teachings. My question was from yesterday, which I think perhaps you might have answered some of it, like, along the way. But maybe I can ask to clarify my understanding, if that's all right. So it's to do with if we are reflecting back on applying mindfulness and mental awareness on our actions or intents, and perhaps we can detect if there's a tinge of desire or anger to it, or ignorance. But with ignorance, because ultimately we are still ordinary beings, right? In the samsaric world, so ignorance will still be there. So we will still have that mistaken appearance of how things truly are. But from my understanding is, although you still have that mistaken appearance, but you're not swayed by that emotions, and hence you don't feel triggered by it, and you don't commit a negative actions because of that. So, and then if I apply that to, if I view how the world is around at the moment, and how things are like the detrimental effects of the mind poisons. And with that, I see how, because they have that mistaken apprehension and appearance, and so they committed the negative actions. And with that, like building up on the I need to help them, and cultivating the compassion because of what they're going through. And with that, cultivating that desire to help, and slowly building up to work on cultivating bodhicitta, and also understanding more about wisdom. So is that like the journey, like the pathway? And also
Yes.
and along the way for us, like to know whether we have progressed, we can view in terms of in current world, we call it like the KPIs, the performance indicators, like whether are we getting less angry, are we kinder to people, are we more patient? Do we use that as indicators that we are progressing in our journey, in this journey? And how, and then from there, how do we proceed on? Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So it's a long question.
This I agree with what you said. I think this is in a way how our spiritual journey is, with by applying mindfulness and meta awareness, and then reflecting on our minds, being aware of our thoughts, and then being aware, and then sometimes something like to point out when these different emotions arise, when they arise, to point that out. This is part of the journey, part of the practice. So like that. And yes, regarding what we call false perception. So actually, before being fully awakened, then the only instance or the only moments in which our perception is not false perception is only in the state of this non-dualistic realization of shunyata. It is only in that state when the mind is not sullied by the imprints of afflictive emotions. So outside of that, outside of this non-dual state, then it is whenever the mind is manifest, then there will naturally be this so-called false perception, and even what we call the valid cognition, the valid apprehension, nevertheless would have this aspect of falsity, right? There is that aspect of falsity in the appearance of the object, in the appearance. There is this falsity in that respect. Yes. Nevertheless, we have to again accept that there is also the valid cognition. There is also the right apprehension, and this is something that we can work on. We can work on our present conceptual virtuous thoughts, which are generally valid cognition. We can base on that. We can use that, and then something like, as we go deeper into that, as we peel away these layers, then we will come to this luminous clarity aspect to its nature. So cutting down all these layers, something like the add-ons. There are many add-ons. So once we peel away all these layers of the thoughts and conceptual concepts and images, pictures, images, and so on and so forth, then it is possible to come to this calm state where we are simply in this luminous clarity, in this what we call like the innate mind, the bare mind, the mind without all these layers, all these conceptual layers, dualistic appearances. So this is something like the point of going into this absorption, something like looking at the mind, and then I think with something like all the things that are going on around us and in the world around us, then to put that into the context of samsara, to put that in the context of dukkha. This is what dukkha is. This is dukkha. Our state is dukkha. And what I find helpful is that when we think of dukkha, then it is possible to think we are all in this together. We are all in this state together, the state of dukkha together. So dukkha is not so much about this, the tangible or the graphic images that we have. This is only a part of it, only the superficial aspect of dukkha. But when we know Dukkha, then I think our practice becomes more grounded. Then we will not, one is not easily swayed by all this seemingly chaotic situation, right? What appears as so chaotic. And so just, that's something that just came into mind. So anyhow, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Rinpoche.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Feng and Ivy. So we have a question from second floor, Norman. Norman will.
Oh, yes, Norman, please.
First and foremost, a very thank you to you, Rinpoche.
Louder, please.
A very thank you to you, Rinpoche, for giving us this path to enlightenment by Atiśa.
Thank you.
My question is, in the Lamrim Chemo chapter 4, it says, J. Tsongkhapa emphasized on relying on a teacher. Could you please emphasize for us?
Oh,
That's in chapter 4.
yes. Thank you. Thank you, Norman. This relying on the guru, the spiritual guide, relying on the guru, this is a important part of the path. This is a important aspect. Something like, as we say, lamgi tsawa, the root of the path. The root of the path. Whatever we understand in terms of Dharma, this is due to the Guru, due to the kindness of the Guru, due to the kindness of the Buddha. And the Guru, the present Guru that we have met, that have for so many years guided us. I think many of you met the Guru over 40 years, over 30 years, and so on, like this. So those gurus, kind gurus, through their bodhicitta, through their sharing, and something like, even we have a saying in Tibetan, Dhamma Lingmen Sudu Nawa. So giving instructions in seemingly mundane conversations. Yeah. So even our gurus, they are so kind that they put us in a they make the Dharma so accessible, so accessible. So this is really the kindness of the Guru. It seems like just like a friend, almost like a friend, and talking about seemingly mundane things, right? Seemingly mundane things. The kind of conversation you might have like when you go out for a drink or something like that, right? Sometimes it happens like this. But then during those moments, somehow, maybe it is a word, maybe it is a gesture. This leaves an imprint. This leaves an imprint, you know? So the Guru, in this way, we say, is so kind. Even in some of the lamrim, it says, all the Buddhas, there is no differences in terms of their realizations. But in terms of the kindness, the Guru is the most kind. In terms, because we have had something like it's our karma that through this guru who is in this form, in a very conventional form, teaching us and then showing us the path, guiding us on the path. So in this way, this is why the guru is so important in this way. And relying on the guru, then there are many different subsections in the lamrim, but the point of all those sections in the lamrim is seeing the guru, and to bring it to the point, then the guru at the heart, the guru at your heart, to always remember, recall the kindness of the guru, and the guru is at the heart. The guru is at your heart. The guru is at the heart. So this practice, this way of being, this way of being in that state, this is, I think, what we call guru reliance practice, right? Relying on the guru. So this is just, I think, something like that. Thank you. Thank you, Norman. Thank you.
Thank you, Rinpoche. I have two questions I would like to ask. The first question is, I would appreciate it if you can explain a bit more for verse 64 to 66 in this.
64 to 66. Was there any particular line that you are referring to?
I was unclear. Those observing pure conduct, why they could not take the secret and wisdom initiations, because I thought that everyone, as long as got a master who is qualified to give them empowerment,
yes.
they could. But I was not aware that there are certain categories of people with pure conduct that are not advisable to take it. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, of course, some of these empowerments. So in Tibetan, we say we take these 4 empowerments, but this third empowerment, the primordial knowledge empowerment, we do not take it directly. Yeah, so we always add this clause. We always add this clause. We do not take it directly, direct in the sense of having an actual something like just as it is mentioned in the ritual, right? But rather it is more visualized. We visualize something like the Yap-yum, right? The Yap-yum. We visualize that, but we do not, of course, we do not take it in the presence of the actual Yapyum, but we are visualizing that. So this is the meaning. This is how we understand this. And the same thing applies for also what we call this secret. So then normally we would then substitute the actual substance with yogurt and also some of the inner offerings, right? So we would substitute that, right? So this is because those who are observing this pure conduct, then this is not the right time. This is not the right time. Rather, we go through these rituals, and the purpose of this ritual is something like, in a way, preparing ourselves in the future, and something like sowing the seeds, and also something like the purpose of receiving empowerments is we all have seeds of Buddha. We have Buddha nature. So through this empowerment, then something like to water the seed, watering the seed, making it moist, and creating the conducive environment for the seed to become manifest. So this is how we do it generally. So this is for the general audience. Of course, in very specific circumstances, then this, of course, there are different traditions. So this is a very case by case. It is really case by case, right? But generally, this is something like the prescribed way. Yeah. So something that is more visualized rather than the actual substances and so on and so forth.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So does it mean that those observing pure conduct, this one can be like ordained monks?
Yes.
If they are not ready, then
Yes.
they should not.
Ordained monastics. Yeah. Ordained monastics. Yes.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So my second question is regarding the impact of practice. So I know that we are laymen, means that we still have to go to work and have relationships with colleagues and bosses. And normally in our human beings world, people like to talk. So we talk about chit chat, about daily conversations in order to connect, right? But for practitioners at some stage, especially when they always reflect inside, meditate, it reach a stage of your mind, you do not have much thoughts. So even if you meet the person, would rather to listen or just keep quiet and maintain silence. But when we are in the human world and people look at you, they think that you are not friendly. And sometimes you don't know what to talk. So that is what I'm facing, the obstacles of a practice. Yeah. So how can I overcome that? The silence, the quietness of turning inside too much, or I don't know. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, this is an important point. So when we talk and engage with others for a specific purpose, and this is for the purpose of making our relation wholesome, making the relation wholesome, rejoicing in the other, and honoring their wishes. With this intention, when we talk, when we engage in speech, conversation, dialogue, this is anything but idle chatter. That is not idle chatter. So that speech is I think virtuous speech. Is virtuous speech. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe.
Okay, so our last two questions from Ivy and upstairs, Lindy.
Okay, we can have 3. Oh,
Hello, Rinpoche, thank you for your teaching. Yesterday there's a question on merits and rebirth. So it was mentioned that in order not to rebirth in the lower realm or upper realm, we were to delegate all our merits to be reborn as human with 18 good qualities.
oh, could you please, louder?
Okay, yesterday there was a question on merits and rebirth. So in order not to be reborn in the lower or upper realm, we were to delegate all our merits to be reborn as human with 18 good qualities. Can dear Rinpoche please advise me? Because in this degenerating era, should we aim to achieve in this Amitabha pure land and continue our practice, as after each rebirth, our karmic seed may not be rebirthed as a human being?
What was the last part?
Should we aim to achieve in like Amitabha or any other Buddha pure land to continue our practice, as after each rebirth, our karmic seed may not be rebirthed as a human being? And somewhere I read that the Bodhisattva was not to strive for rebirth. Please correct me.
Bodhisattva would not strive for?
For rebirth.
Thank you. Thank you. So, it depends. Regarding the first part of the question, it depends on where one is coming from, one's inclination. I think it is dependent on that. If, for example, if one's practice is really with the vow of Amitabha, the 18th, right? The 18th vow, then if the Pure Land, being reborn in the Pure Land, if this is what the practitioner is wishing for, then of course, do that. Really. Because what is the purpose of being born in Sukhavati? What is the purpose, right? The purpose is to attain the fully awakened state, the fully awakened state. And why? Why must I attain the fully awakened state? Right? Then it is in order to benefit others, right? So this is the purpose. This is the purpose. So it doesn't matter as long as one is practicing the Dharma for the purpose of benefiting others. if your practice is driven by bodhicitta, then there is no question of whether one should engage or not engage. There is no question. Yes, this is, and now the second part. In a way, yes and no, right? Yes and no. The bodhisattvas, it's something like neither this, neither that, right? Neither this, neither that. And this ties in with I think verse 3, 4, and 5, right? In some commentaries, it explains the person of the small scope wishes for samsaric pleasure. The person of the middling scope wishes for nirvana, and the person of great capacity strives for neither. Yeah? What is the meaning of this? Then it is simply to say that the person of great capacity does not pursue samsaric pleasure nor pursue nirvana for oneself. So the bodhisattvas, they do not pursue nirvana for themselves or just themselves, right? So even they, of course, aspire and make, actually take rebirth for the benefit of others, but not for themselves. For they are not concerned about themselves. Yes. So I think this is bodhicitta. When one has reached that level where the concern for others is greater, concern for others are greater than their own concern, then this is bodhicitta practice, practicing bodhicitta. Thank you. Thank you.
Rinpoche, thank you for your teaching for the past 3 days. Yeah, I'll make it quick. My question is actually based on what Jamie said. Before you came down, she cited the moment. Okay, the phrase called the moment. Okay, but anyway, I think everybody know what was the story. You can check with her later. Okay, so my question is based on her phrase called the moment. Okay, I would like to find out, or should I say, like to get your input or thoughts regarding enlightenment. Our Buddha Shakyamuni. He was in the process and the pathway of seeking enlightenment. So I just like to know, in our great Buddha, in his process of enlightenment, is it that moment whereby he gained enlightenment? That means that moment, or is it a gradual process whereby the enlightenment process takes place? Yeah, that is my question.
I think this enlightening process, that of course I think has a time frame, right? That happens gradually. But having said that, enlightenment, the fully awakened state, that manifests, I think, instantaneously, right? In one instant. Yeah. But of course, the causes and the conditions, those are the prerequisites, the parts that lead to that is all part of this enlightening process. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. So the final question from second floor, Auntie Linde.
Thank you, Rinpoche, for spending time with us. My question is relating to verse number 60. And it says, if you wish to create with ease the collections for enlightenment through activities of pacification. So passive activities of pacification. I seek clarity on that. So hopefully, Rinpoche, you can throw some light on what you mean by what are activities of pacification. And then it goes on to say increase and so forth gained by the power of mantra. So does that mean that we have to accumulate a lot of mantras? So yeah, that's my just seeking clarity there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Pacification here is it's connected with peace. It is connected with peace to pacify, or in other words, purify. Yeah? And peaceful, at peace. For example, when our mind, when it is free of, let us say, disturbances, then we would say, I'm at peace. I'm calm. I feel peace now, right? So likewise, through this purification, then this is peace. This is peace. Through pacifying the disturbing phenomena, the hindrances, through pacifying those, then we come to a moment of peace. So this is how I understand it. And then increase and so on and so forth. So then increase and power and wrath. So these are gained by the power of mantra. So this mantra, I don't think it's referring to, for example, like a 6-syllable mantra or 100-syllable mantra per se, but it is referring to the tantric path in general. It is referring to the tantric path in general. So this is just, just like from the top of my head. So please double check on that. Double check on that. In fact, please double check on whatever I've said previously. To always double check. I think in some countries they say fact check. Is it? Yes. Fact check. Yeah. Yes. Here maybe QC. Yeah. QC. So you have to really, QC on whatever I have said. Well, I think now I think something like to rest, and while doing that, then I think there was, I think, something like I was asked to give like the formal reading, the transmission. And I thought together with the Bodhipada Pratipam, also I thought, because I think also I was somehow asked to give something on the lamrim text, like a particular lamrim text from Rinpoche. Then I thought maybe also to or read through Rinpoche's concise lamrim, the lines of experience. So in this order. There one's the Yavina Tazan Chuju Chativiana Chuju Tazan Chuju Yorube Chuju Yuna Chuju Becha. The lamrim long smash no dingy. Garaki body pata pratipum pegido, Chanju lamgi drama. Chanju semba jambishun juba the chance low. To some give what tamje tatan teacher can do namla cuba chimbe chargete. Lomazan po Chanju yugi kujube, Chanju lamgi drama rato sevarcha. Chungu dindan chojube, gibusum the shevacha, Teda singing rapseve, sosuya tivarcha. Kanshi tamne kandagi, Korve devatsam tala. Ranyin tundu nye cheba teni kibu tamarshi. Sibe dela japchoshin debe lele dodani kanshi ranshi tsam tunyer kibu teni dingshe cha. Ranju dobe dongi ki kanshi shingi dongi kun yanda sebar kunni du kibu teni choyin no. Simjen tambo changchub cho debar chuba tedala laman namki tembayi yanda tamni shebar cha. 조선 대구 라소바 최대 담중면초라 매도 두병어보다 지조로의 처벌차 근성줄의 숨의 처벌 넘버 된다자 장주님별 타도바 매도 바이 셈다기 근조 숨나 라디진 비모 항서존에 대문 자와 신내는 담보 참조는 숨차 대내 심지 담지라 참배심령 먼저 맹송숨나 계속단 지부소 동예외 조와 말릴 라떼때 동해기는 동해와 동해 준센의 조 탈바되어의 도범에 탐저의 장조심이 개발차 대다르면 셈단이 개배 연된 가인바 대내 동부교부의 돌에 참배랍도 시 대 돌로밤 라마 레닌데 조배 장조심기 연된 탐이바 넘버셔버지라 대내 준센도 대다르 야내 양도 심리 개발차 베이징 기슈 도달의 대의 손음 라디오마 강제 세계 숨섬도 돌두반에 들제자 장주심기 손음 건대다 길드 수시는 남게 감내 균강데 대내 대회 하버주 강계 지매 당인기 상계 신금 매강 상계 신금 미강기 신신다기 균강데 제준 견로 표와베 강계 태문 저기데 장주도네 심드나 처버티니 케버파 텔라탄네 마치소 장주면베 셈다 깨내니 배바 마비군도 배자신 디니 개와신도 당든도 지게시베 라방 용수 송 조선 단위 동바 만도바 양도면 바표와 주문인 조배 전주 동바 변도에 대제 배배 디니 예버나 소소다 버제든 다도 동신 담바 전주 셈베 동바에 개와 유기 신도메 소소 타버제든도 대신시베 셰바데 상주 변의 초인데 결론 동바 다도시 전주 셈베 사다기 수림료 주름 류송 초가이 양다 신이 때문에 라마상에 dombol랑 dombe choga 라게던 다니 간시 domlan에 dom보 보수 닝지르데 라마상 부르셔버차 텔라 베베 덴다베 켈데 라마 만이나 텔레 셴돔 뇌바이 초가 양다 셔버차 텔라 응은제 잠베베 암버란저르 주바이 제대로 장수 토게바 잠베기네 상기 신경기 돌이 셔버다 대신 드네 잡세지 공부는 비장어로 조베 장수 심기 도와 탐지 전도니르 대다 코로레 줄로 느심 초위 셈니다 세난단에 타도니 되는 손대 장주다 토비게 바도 메샤고 참버르 줘봐 제자신 Digdang Deba Pamarcha, Tsudim Domba Lagabe, Sange Jesu Lavarcha, Dani Nuri Tsukine, Chanju Tobor Medoshi, Simjin Chigi Juini, Chimin Motor Nebarcha, Tseme Sangi Mechabe, Shinda number Jamarch, Mingne Suma, Chebadan, Chogtul Tato, number Ne, Dagi Ludan Agile, Tamjetune Daba, Yigi Lejan Tajate, Migi Lenam Mechao. Rangi Lyonga Simne, Namda Jubi Simbi Daniel Domnebi, Sudim Labosumla, Lelabna, Sudim Labosumla, Kishirsho, Teve Namda Zochanju, Sembe Dombi, Domdan, Beberchibe Zochanju, Sony Yonsu Zoboch, Sonomiji, Ranshin, Sony Yonsu Zobai, Junior Sangi, Tamje da Menshi Kiba Nidu She, Chedra Dabjo Magebe, Chane Kala Purmenu, Teshin Menshi Dokjebe, Simjen Tunji Numaye. Menshi Timbi Ninzingi, Sonam Tani, Kanyin, Menshi Tatan Tejula, Kewa Jarian Yomai. Nyodu sobe chanchu so yonsu sobo dejoba teni beche ngenshe da dubar churgi lelu min. Shine joba ma yinpa ngenshe chunga menshura teche shine jobeche yani yangdo bebashi. Shine yang lan nam nyambe. Rado bide komshi shan lonya tonda dagi chan tingzen jobar menshura. Teche tingzen solibli. Sumbi yana la. Leg ne miwa kangrung chigda la yini gela shabar sha. Nenjur shine jubjuna ngenshe dajan jobashi. Shira pori chin jordan tewe diba semi ju. Teju nyumon shejayi debumandu pangwe chir sherab pari chin nenjor. Dado tabji gombarcha, tabdan tewe sherab tewe tabdan kanjir chingwa she somba. Tewe nyinga pangwe cha. Sherab kandan tab kan she tezom tani pangwe cha. Tabnon tani sherab ki yanda yewa sewarcha. Sherab pari chin pangwe jimbe pari chin lasu. Gewe chunum tamze da gewa nambi tabsu she. 탑공 원게 다니게 간시 새로 남공바 되는 자주 뉴도 톱 담이 지구 공비면 풍부감다 깨치는 개업에 봐 도주 라진 돈이 셰번에 셰럽진이 용수 셰 요바게와 링민데 매번 남게 메도지 네번이가 텐주지 니가 다전 중하면 뭐보 랑리 미게신 현다 니가 내장 주밀레면 대이진 고원이잖아 고원이기 랑심에 야는처럼 탐지다 지단 도면 남제나 고원이니 매매별 랑심에만 니도 돈이 된 주주보다 엄마 자와 소리지 뭐보는 게 랑심은 돈번님도 주시 간지 주는 망주르베 대주드는 마저도 좁다 잠시도 컴퓨터도 하듯이 대외처나 모두별 하셨다네 마음이 다음에 받는 공간이 되네 셔럽 공부이 셔럽기니 처음 관계 랑심 마동시 셔럽되니 리지와 남도면과 대공자 남도 레전 세버디 넘버도베 다니데 되지 말로 또 보고 냥엔데베 초인 대다라잔데 중대게 남도 말이 전부터 고려 자주 동화시 도메 띵진 난네 남거신도 도메셀 시에송서 넘버 또 보다 주베 손에 장 탐주 데르 게베스 넘버로 또 삼주나 남도 저간 남데데 림기메다 토바주 시에송서 롱다 지와 다기네 춘은 탐지 게임 아시 매번 예전에 넘버 도메 공부하지 대다라 되니 검제는 림기 저소 톱체네 라고라도 통주자 상계 장주 유미진 나도 니를 조회 시단 gel라 시단 계속 내는 거 상주 라소베 조신 계속 똑게 대화에는 장주수 용수소가 되바도 잡아줘서 주소메 그대 상한 되는 대지 로베 왕고지 닝고人生 소진다各주 라소 탐지게 라마 탐바니에 버시 라마니에 버시 조회 용소 로베 왕고에 되고 남다 단니네 모두 조회 견된 줄 담배상계 주신이라도 배배가비시 상원시로 원군의 상보주변 나오면서 개도원고 대지는 상주가도 난네베 가봐 제부를 주베지 가도 돈바 대냠대 두슈젠데 판바에 동안단의 존주신 대닝의 송예도네 두번 남의 위험하여 조기 년단 체바다 진세 최진 소체바 로변 원고 니주시 대니 레이다 냐범메 내대 마음에 제베게 도소 출리 셰도 장주유의 쇠단은 장주 남제 돌두체 자주 랭귀 좀 알려주면 표면에서 이식이 제가 조사 자의 겸 대본 걸 실지 않다 배우러서 기노 계획로 주신 쉬대 때나 봐봐 답되네 알아서 단지 lamrim 데 두든지 And now so that was the Pada Pradipam, and now the lines of experience by Rinpoche. 평소 계려시 주변 대유 주요 저보면서 먼저 시시지 새벽 자기做的 그래서 담에 또 마티 세계 주게 저보는困难的 담에신도 주변 나서 매번 잡에 양나 찬스 신도 바바가 위기에 지신 공부 지스 삼ling 주로 도면지는 사소는 연수 접에서는 다자스 신도 주문이 내주에 삼원다와 지신 주변에 만는 연수 소비 내도 담에 전제 마음에 제라도 아조스로 그나 따위미 계산타고 주변 중앙에 세유주로 타고 주변에 센스신이 넘는 그자스 삼ling 개발 용수 속이 예배 받은 돈은 나게 원으로 도면지는 점신을 내주 장주는 주변에 기구도 되면 공연 담바르지 원기 개발도 조사통의 주도에 받을 레버시베 자소아이 tembatam지 기면 또 봐도 소로만에 담바차와 개요고 못들라니 받은 예주주변 양사 내셔서 대시 잡에 교원에 근데 도매 되면 담바주 기부송을 나요 좀 얘기를 먼저 주는 수식이 서로 굉장히 도도와 최대 통제 된다 년배에서 담주 최대 되게 표현서 납신 두번이 대련선 되는 대질에서 진입 대질 레버티브 저번에 남주신이 담아 배워야 성도 주에 수신 때뭐 톤을 쏘고 지나면도 가진 주변 주변에 봐 제도는 돼서 담주 다진 대시 장세 대회든지 이제 너는 대단히 바다를 좀 지내가지는 걸로 최대선 지든 저거게 봐 차와지는 도전 예술군도 님불량 이제 내주는 게 장수면 다 롱도백할 내주는 게 장냐면 되다 탐도 최전 대신 장수로 신능에 좀 이게 되면 이제 대주주 군주수는 게 대신 점로 신도마다 대다 전냐면 것이 태양 까는 이제 레슨을 랑도 수준 줄라라 제대로 면은 되다 탐도 자연 대신 장수로 남주 둘라 신이 사람한테 많이 봐도 서주면 대세 디 메사 디 마사메 줄라로 고슴되던 제면 바바들 하버 레주 조안네 집에 주는 도시 상황때 마시도 되면은 탄도 다른 대신 장소로 도디 님에서나 나변 다버 되는 지점에 군중 호외 주제 마사는 호외 싸워 주스 메시베 실링 준조시 때마다 코라 관계 지모 시버 지도 되면은 다른 대신 장소로 생배 태조는 게 쇼시들 납진 주받는 것이 단데 돈이 끊어 세주세다 바람전 계속 뒤에 손음대 대자신에 계속 보고는 전제 심주 토동 태도스 제도는 되는데 단도 다른 대신 장소로 집어 줘야 저원 이진 신의 뒤버 주에 천지쇼 마줌닝도 개베 계속 주님의 잡어 주주도 대자신의 루도 농주기 연주 동안 남산 개베된 제도는 되는 단도 다른 대신 장소로 수준 예주지만 주에 유mon사동시에 다외 기후는 힘도 버지 또 그때 보면 뭐 조근도 대자신의 양달람베진라 담보는 게 매주 소원스 지즈나면은 대사 탐도 다른 대신 장소로 서버도 된다면 개인기죠 유mon도에 가도 굉장히 필 시단 라드 달라 남가팅 세수 최나 사회 거체 대다시는 수주 거제라 남만나서 수고 공부해서 지즈나면은 탐도 다른 대신 장소로 매도 때문에 준주 거기는 농도 연대 영원 다시 저런 탐지 된다는데 뭐죠 간섬 내기 타는 예신으로 대다시는 레로 균세에 납신 준주 계세 남게서 지즈나면은 대사 탐도 다른 대신 장소 샘대 샘라 삼대 샘라 원주 개버드 샤나 요미 리요 공부지 다는 게 외민고 끊어주 요즘대도 좀 대신데 대다시네 내주 본본은 내면 다좀 딘진 준도 된지도 내면은 다좀 다른 디전처도 싫어서면 되니 다음에 세베서 존이 집에는 소도 균례 앞에 연된데 대모면지 때문에 초도서 대다시는 단도 개발이 남대 배워 두면 개발 제조라면은 단도 다른 디전처도 이제 3대 3마 코로에서 주변에 모든 신의 남도 되게 싫어게 지선 최선이 몸에도 인로 푸다 주베 싫어도 유명 신에 따라 괜히 다들 오메지베 츠는 단지민대 탐지 직집에 추신 주베 양비 싫어게 되니도 별로도 개발서 제조라면은 단도 다른 디전처도 세주고면 딘진 주반에 매번 지지 수신 주베 소도도 이제 인로를 유명 신도 때문에 내가 딘진 개발 돈이 싫어니 손주들로서 남이 제는 제조라면은 단도 다른 디전처도 냠션 나오게 되면 돈이나 제도 주면 되고 돈만이 겁내 답해서도 되고 계속 집에 버릴 좋아가 대답도는 초지 남기는 참바만 밖에 사는 거로 제전하면은 단전 다전 대신 장소를 대답 주던 집에 대신가 남주 신이가 공비 그에 대모는 지신기니 개별 대표인 교는 되는 주된 자수시 순위 연소 명아 템바디 대주 토바 된단 템버스 제전하면은 단전 다전 대신 장소를 하는 길로 공부 자시다 계산 시간 펴봐 차 개화기 연소 조별 권리나게 시험을 개화디 도와균자 남도 남성단 되면 조지 찌는 면함데 제들라면 단도 다른 뜻은 대비로 또 발라는 때마다 저번에 라멘트 미케와티 안 좋아하시는 다음에 좀 가야만 노선 간데에서 대화진으로 답이 신경 가는 수장은 다소 코르기 토마게 와시기 신경한테는 탐지 그래서 노선 나게 말하다 인지시 한번 나고 있는 반대라면 반대라면 담질라니 면함 대답한 게 통감도 얘를 쳐보셔봐 대단히 계산는 게 면함 라버지 말을 둘러 셔만 봐봐 다마지도 만들어서 받으시면 탐배 다마지 타만이죠. 그냥 근전 때마치 제도 뭐시 자주랑이 좀 매년에 남셔 도로 뒤에 제장도 시바티는 만도 되게 개롱 보안 발라선 되게 조조시 게덴 넘버를 개빌링도 자로 그래서 개래시 좀 타이어져서 그래서 말이 시시 Sibut, Shaki Zotel, Gaja Zel Jagido, Budi Pata Paradem, Pivot Junlan to Matisma, Generation Juba, Chanzel, to Zunkiwa, Tamjetan and Dio, can do number Kubachan charge. Lobos on what Chanju, Kuchubi, Chanju Lambi Jamarabdo, Sevara Cha. So then, this completes the formal reading, and now, so something like to conclude, then this time with our program, this program, I feel this is anything. My talks, this is anything but a commentary, but the commentary. So for this commentary, I think in general, many of you have received the commentary before, many times. And then, of course, also many of you, if not all, had also heard and received the lamrim commentary. So there is so that is good. And oh yes, in terms of the transmission, then of course the lamp illuminating the path to enlightenment by Atiśa Tibungara Shirikyana, this text, then I had the most fortunate opportunity to receive from His Holiness Gyalwar Rinpoche, and then for the lamrim today also from His Holiness, as well as Kyabje Ladi Rinpoche, and also Gen Shabbat as well. And so this is that. And what else is there? So for the last few days, few sessions, it was really a wonderful gathering, and thank you for the joy that you bring. Thank you, and whatever virtuous activities we may have gathered, then please dedicate this to all beings, sentient beings and the Buddhas. Please dedicate this to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And then please dedicate this to all the teachers, all the gurus. Of course, this year is special. A few weeks back, before coming on these few trips, when I was in Dharamsala, and then had the great opportunity to celebrate His Holiness's 90th, which was really wonderful. And a day before that, there was a long life request. I'm sure many of you also participated in both these two events, so I don't need to say so much, but hearing His Holiness's voice and being in His presence, for me, I think for so many of us, it just we feel so energized. We feel so energized. It is really, it must be the great compassion. through his compassion, we feel I think, encouraged and also inspired. We always seeing His Holiness, being in His presence is always inspiring and so encouraging. So then now His Holiness is back in the residence. So, and of course, as we can see every day, really his efforts, despite at this age, right? At this age, of course, we have to, in a way, to see in the aspect of a normal human being, right? At this age, it's not an easy task what His Holiness is doing. And once I was with a friend, and he was sharing that they were in a teaching together with His Holiness, with His Holiness's teachings, and he overheard two persons behind him speaking, and they were saying, if we think about it, all the things that we do in our whole lifetime, we cannot even do what His Holiness does in one day. This for me, it was like really eye-opening. It was really eye-opening. So through the great compassion of the Guru, then to always remember the kindness of the Guru, and especially I think in the difficult moments, that's when you really have to recall the Guru. This is, I think, really it's so valuable. It is so valuable. It gives so much. We receive inspiration from that. We receive. I think you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. Trying to choose the words for these states. I think there are no words, right? There are no words. But I know that you're all feeling that, and so then please dedicate this Please dedicate this also to His Holiness, so that we may continue to have this relation, and that we can continue on our spiritual path with His kindness, with His Holiness's kindness and inspiration. And then also the other gurus that we have had the great fortune of meeting. For example, here at Dro-Phen Ling, Ganesha's Dro-Phen Ling, then many of you, if not all, you all remember Kyabje Rinpoche, right? And Kyabje Rinpoche's, remember there was a question, I think it was Norman's question regarding relying on the Guru. Kyabje Rinpoche's Guru devotion, his way of it's really it's really, I think, so precious how he practiced his Guru reliance. And his way of practicing, bodhicitta, you can definitely see that. You could see that, you could sense that. And especially, I think, his practice of humility. His humility. It was, I think, this has inspired so many beings around the world. So right now, his current incarnation, the Yangtze Rinpoche, is in the monastery, in Gaden Shartse monastery, and is doing very well in his studies. He has not started his formal studies yet, so something like homeschool for now, but it is going really good. So something like you can be you can be at peace. You can be at peace. This is really auspicious, very auspicious. It is very interesting. Today, I am somehow sitting on this raised platform, right? This kind of raised platform is only for the purpose, as we say, for when we are sharing the Dharma. Then it is really, the point is that we are respecting the Dharma. This is the point, right? This is very much the point. It is not so much about the person. It is not so much about the person. When I say so much about the person, I mean this physical form. The physical form is not really the point. Yeah, it's not, right? But it is what we call the Dharmakaya, the ultimate guru, So the guru connects us to the ultimate guru. So with great kindness, we can, there are so many ways to bring benefit, but to show the way out of samsara, isn't that great, right? This is, of course, the Buddha's, something like the Buddha's gift, his sharing. So to always, the Buddha is always inseparable from the Dharma and the Sangha. So the three jewels, to always practice the three jewels. This is, I think, so valuable. This practice is so valuable, and it is so effective. And to continue doing that. And sometimes there's this question, I think I might have said this during one of the previous sessions, but in the case that if I have not said it, then don't worry about the details. Don't worry about all these technicalities. Just recall the kindness of the Guru and follow the instructions. Follow the example. Follow the Guru's example. And this is really the best. This is, I think, the way. This is the way of practicing Dharma, of being in Dharma. And practicing bodhicitta is really, then, I feel, this is the way to honor the Guru, the way to honor the Guru. This is the true way of honoring the Guru, to practice bodhicitta, great compassion. All the time, always, always, always. Thank you. So then, Dagi Jini Sabi Gyaba de Tenda Java Genaka Kebara Jizu Losan Java Tembe Nimbu Seji Jo Zaji Buga Juji Medo Dama Rijami Nide Gemba de Sangi Shindu Minte Buba Dugu Namda Shinda Chubara Jo Idama Guru Randa Mende Lab Yandaya Me.
I'd like to present Thanksgiving Mandala on behalf of everyone to share and thank you for the teachings.
So now we will do the extensive long life prayer for His Holiness. Chaya Yadan Lazo Danje La Daja Deja Drabe Sonde Na Ganje Gombo Tinze Jans Goze Mije Goja Rade Jende Lenje Droba Jinche La Banda Yende Lenzo Tril Na Wanjo Ganjanzo Da Deja Bende Deja Ngawa La Ye La Ranjan Dezo Jawa Dan Dojin Deja Drabe Sonde Na Ganje Gombo Tinze Jans Goje Mije Goja Rada Jajin Lenje Droba Jinje La Doje Gwenya La Jaba Ye De Dang Zon Je Ye Nanda Doje Tronle Minje Bori Jaba Be Gene Danje La Daja Deje Drabe Zonde Kajen Gomo Dize Janzo Ye Goje Mije Goja Rada Jajin Lenje Droba Jinje La Doje Jitane This is ne dan dan je ribe zhen je ne nian je lang zang zhou la zhun ne zong bo wa gang zhe zong na la da jia de je zha be zong de na guan jian gong bo di zhe jia zi guo zhe mi je guo jia re de jie jian dian lin je zhou ba jin je la do jie chong ge ga da jia ji nen zhe re ye do do ni gong ni dian da di zhe jie ye de zhe jie yi xie xie de de za jia Daja de je trabe sonde na gongjian gongbo di je jiangzo ye guoze mi je guojia re je de lin je zhuoba jin je lo du de lo mi xiao qi qiu nang la xian da ni ne gui bei zhen mi zi ni ne zhen ga ren de ye da so gongjian zhe ye min je bo nga huang lo so din je jiang Mene menang ba je je yin do do je nian bo zha ge wa jiang zo ye men da de je ran jia jia wa gen je de nian da zhang mo zang yang la jin ge zhe le gui wen dian bo xin de nan xia wa ji jian lin je zhu ji je de 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 dang de de dang li je nian de gong de da de je to de je je gong de ren ye zhe 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 mo ji 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 cha na de me je la de zhe jie da so nian ge so so da me xi ga xie zhe be zhe be ren guo so ji 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 so da de zhe min je si ji jia ye jin la dang dian zhe long huang min be dian ba dang da ge le
年年年老年着就记着拉米国子着的家，南嘎这里就把东老早点别真没子，这也没知道。人就叫我们来这边要这情感上就做这也就老早这也等把这我做广播都这我这当这做的你做。谁这家也俺别的那老早这也等把这大学上面就特别也的特别的到这就到那些路这等别的老早这也等把这大娃能大些大里做广播能大这方面。这帮能大这也赶紧着老早这也等把这摩托的把这的。有的这些的了，这那刚着等着我也老早这也等把常年生活嘛了给面的，刚才这个年龄当把年把这，老早这也等把龙泉的年送这年这多别等把老早年。开这这边那他们的这老早这也等把这年的这把那大人年都。当俺老早给们做啥去，老早家也等把这也等把这边动，你这到这边真的呢，你这把这那老早家也等把这把从这弄的是，要这俺当那这呢，但是当这老早家也等把这到那把这拉面过给这那张眼子。这边听到俺那大话也老上家也听吧，就。
功德回向文：文殊师利勇猛智，普贤慧行亦复然。我今回向诸善根，随彼一切常修学，三世诸佛所称叹。如是最胜诸大愿，我今回向诸善根，为得普贤殊胜行。愿诸众行善，福慧习缘善。得福至长流，行诸法素物，菩提心妙宝，未生者愿生，已生勿退减，辗转益增盛。Merit dedication prayers. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attained omniscience, and Samanta Bhadra too, all these merits now I dedicate to train and follow in their footsteps. As the victorious Buddhas of the past, present, and future praise dedication as supreme, so now I dedicate all these roots of virtue for all beings to perfect good action. May all sentient beings perfect the accumulation of wisdom and merit through the blessings of this practice. May the precious Bodhi mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. Thank you, Rinpoche, and we rejoice